First, we describe the program, and then we try to identify the evaluation objective. And then we choose two activities to evaluate. The first is sign up goal for students, and the second is educate through 5 guided lessons. And finally is the limitation. The first part is the program description. As we all know, there is a high rate of obesity in America, which will lead to some problems of physical and mental problems, and finally resulted in the increase of national medical financial pressure. So the intervention have taken to help students know how to take exercise correctly and help them build up a habit of taking exercise. You can see the objective of the program and the planning model with assessment, implementation, and evaluation. This is the logic model. We try to identify whether the inputs have turned out into the outputs effectively. The inputs are students and staff, funding, equipment, supplies, and so on. And the outputs are sign up booth for students, send emails to students, a pre-programmed health risk assessment, and the other activities. And this is our evaluation objective. We try to aim to explain how complex interventions work and try to figure out whether the activity delivered as planned, and identify interventions that are effective and improve those that are not. And we use process evaluation to examine the implementation of recruitment and education lessons, designed to promote dietary and physical activity behaviors that reduce obesity risk. Now move to the next part.
Well, as we are process evaluation, so we select two of the activities from the various activities. So, and here is our evaluation structure. We would evaluate these two activities using these 7 aspects. So there are activity, objective, target group, evaluation dimension, evaluation method, research indicator, data collection, and data analysis. Well, here let's move to activity 1, which is sign up booths for students. Well, and the first part is activity objective. We identify through types of objectives that in activity 1. So, which is give information to the students and to pass out the worksheet, and then finally, which is most importantly, to attract more students to get into the program. And then it's target group. Actually, all of the students at Fall State University is our target group. But we also have a client profile as follows, which is have more details according to the needs assessment. Well, and the third part is evaluation dimension. We have 4 dimensions, which is satisfaction, range, support, and accountability. And we would use these 4 dimensions to design our evaluation. And here is our evaluation method and questions. Well, actually, we have 2 kind of questions, and we ask them for 2 kind of stakeholders. The first group is for the users, as you can see in the PowerPoint. We would ask them some questions about whether they are satisfied with the staff, whether the staff is knowledgeable, and whether the staff can well answer the question of the participants. Well, here is a questionnaire, and we would pass the questionnaire to everyone who come to the booth. And before they leave the booth, they need to finish the questionnaire. Well, it's a second part evaluation question, which is for the another stakeholder, which is a planner. Well, and here is our interview online, and we would use an interview for these planners to ask them whether they know their responsibility in this booth and the purpose of this booth and something about this activity to check whether they really know what they should do. Well, next is research indicator. Actually, at least 50% of students at Ball State University need to get into the participants, and this activity should reach this indicator. And next is data collection. As I said before, we have two kinds of we would ask two kinds of groups. So we use two kinds of methods. For participants, we would use the questionnaire because we consider about the population, so we use questionnaire. And second, for the planners, because we want to get more details, so we use the interview to check whether they know what they should do in this booth. The final is data analysis. We would collect and analyze the data to check whether everything is on the red check and to make the activity run smoothly. Okay, let's move to the next part. Thanks. I will introduce the resolution proposal of the Activity 2. So Activity 2 is a health education component consisting of 5 lessons, and I will introduce the detail next. Here displays some information. The objective of health education is designed to enhance students' sport awareness, attitude, skills, knowledge, and behavior, thereby enhancing physical fitness. And our target group is all participants. The same as the first activity, our revolution, including satisfaction, reach, support, and accountability. And we use questionnaire to collect data. The self-report revolution feedback was administered at the end of the lessons immediately to measure student satisfaction with the curriculum. And we also will check students' behavior after finish the 5 lessons. The process is collect evaluation data will be gathered at the end of the program. Let's move to the first section, planning for success, making a schedule and sticking to it. After lesson 1, at least 50% of the participants will be able to identify free time in their schedule to fit the exercise. So we have some evaluation questions for the participants like, are you satisfied with the arrangement of the lesson value? Or do you find any student partners to meet your schedule during exercise together after the first lesson? Based on the evaluation question, we decided a feedback form for the using Richter 5-point Richter scale and ask some questions like, I aware to change my physical behavior, and I was satisfied with the arrangement of the lesson value. And the participant will give their response. The format of the lesson 2, 3, 4, and 5 lessons are similar with the lesson 1, so I just pick up the lesson 4 to explain it in detail. Here is the evaluation question for the lesson 2, the feedback for the lesson 2, the evaluation question for the lesson 3, and the feedback form for the lesson 3. Turn to the lesson 4, making work for you exercise education. It's the most important lesson among the 5 curriculums. It has a great impact on the participants' exercise behavior. In lesson 4, the fitness instructor will introduce the function of aerobic exercise and weight training, and demonstrate 2 exercises. Final, we tour the workout facility. After lesson 4,
40% of participants will be able to demonstrate at least one strengthening exercise and at least one aerobic exercise. In order to evaluate the reach, we decide the following questions, like, do you know the function of aerobic exercise after lesson? Do you think overview the exercise recommendation can help you? Do you know how to use sport facility in the gym after the lesson? And give the response of the question like, the fitness instructor provide useful feedback. I know how to do an aerobic exercise. Next, here is the lesson 5 question, evaluation question, and there is his feedback form. And after finish 5 lessons, we design a tracking form to evaluate the condition of the participants. Next to my part.
Okay, let's talk about the checking form. The month after the end of the course, so we need to follow up the participants. We need to send a questionnaire to them through the email, and then we want to collect the data for it. So you can see that if the student in question 2, if the student he or she did not do any exercises, he or she would skip to the question 7 because the planner or we want to know their satisfaction and attitude towards the exercise and the course. And all about the checking form we will do 4 times in 1 month. So the student need to finish it all in their emails. And about our limitation, we use the processed evaluation, so we cannot attempt to measure the impact or the outcomes for the whole program. Another thing is that the process evaluation described above only evaluates 2 activities, which could not provide the enough data for the whole program. And other 2 important limitations are that all our checking form and the questionnaire are based on the honor system, so it may create some potential problems. For example, if a participant would not follow the program method but using other unhealthy methods to lose weight in order to gain the incentive, the planner will be cheated. Last but not least, not all program staff are interviewed. Therefore, the conclusion drawn from the evaluation may not completely representative of all projects undertaken for the program. That's all. Thank you.